Greedy, congratulations. New head coach of the under-18s on a permanent basis. How pleased are you to get this gig?
No, really happy. Obviously, I've been in with them for a month throughout pre-season. I feel like it's been a really good 6-7 weeks, getting some really good fitness under the belt, and then the game on Saturday against Preston. Obviously, it didn't go the way we wanted it to go, but there were some good signs out of the game.
You obviously work closer with this group over, well, not this group in particular, but at this level, and you're really ready for that step up and to lead this group.
Yeah, definitely. I had the under-14s last year, lead phase coach in that one. So I feel like my next development was obviously stepping up with the 18s and being in from day one in pre-season. Really enjoyed it, really happy trying to develop these players and try to get them where they want them to go.
It is a new group, of course. You'll know a lot of the lads from progressing through, but what do you make of the group that you've got?
Yeah, they're a good, honest group. When I first came in and spoke to them, I want that real bond between them and that togetherness, and just really come and enjoy training. There's nothing better coming into play something that you really enjoy, and you're only going to get the best out of each other if you're all in the same boat.
What do you see as the primary goal of your role? What are you looking to achieve with this group?
The biggest thing, obviously, trying to transition these players to get as close as they can to the first team. I know it's a big step. I'm not delusional, but if we can get a few players closer and training around the first team for the gaffer and Cliff to look at and get their eyes on them, that's my aim objective.
What do you make to that kind of pathway that they have seemed to really embrace the 18s and getting them involved in training and things like that, and obviously a few lads making that step up to getting a professional contract? It's
great for the young lads. Obviously, the gaffer and Cliff are always around the training ground, and if they're short of numbers, they ask for the strivers in the group to go get their eyes on them, and then obviously it's up to them how they perform in front of the gaffer and Cliff. But as well, even in the pre-season games, there's always been eyes on him. Cliff coming to game, the gaffer coming to a couple of games, James and Gloves coming to games, so there's always eyes on them, and they've always got to perform, which is a massive thing, and I too try to drive that with them every day. We've got to be the best every day, because you just never know when that chance comes.
I suppose it's being able to handle that. You step up for a while, or you're involved in first team training for a while, and then you have to come back down and managing your way through that to make sure you're always driving forward. Yeah, definitely.
It's not a given that you're going to be with the first team constantly. You might have to drop in when players do come back in, but as long as you're up there and ready to go, and try to really excel in front of obviously the gaffer and Cliff, that's what my aim is. So not just coming back to us and messing about. No, everything's exactly driven the same way. The standards are exactly the same from the 18s up to the first teams. It should be with the 16s, 15s, 14s, whatever you're doing, and that's what I try to drive.
You've got those examples, haven't you? Freddie, Alan, Will Flynn, Jake Owen, all getting professional contracts this summer. There is that pathway there.
Yeah, again, when you're speaking to these lads, they do see these players going through, so there is chances, and the gaffer gives them chances if they're good enough. So it's just, again, driving them standards, making sure they understand in and out possession responsibilities, so when they do step up into the first team or they do get the chance, it's the same messages delivered from myself. I've got a good backroom staff as well, who really support me, so it's a good responsibility for all the staff that they're all involved.
What about you as a coach? It's been a few years since you came back into the club in a coaching capacity. How much have you developed in that time?
Oh, massively. I think I can remember going for the 18s job about 2 years ago, and obviously working under Chad, and what detail that had to go into it, I was nowhere near ready. But after obviously working with Chad, and then in the first team level, I know the detail and the responsibilities that I've got to create for these players to get forward and move on to try to get them into the first team.
big eye-opener was that, because obviously coaching is developing all the time, but detail seems to be the one thing that's really been added in the last few years.
Massively. I mean, as a player, you just feel like you turn up and a session's just put on for you, but the detail that actually goes into it, and then leading up to games and looking at the opposition and getting a game plan against the opposition, how you're going to press, how you're going to build, the details in set pieces that go into it. There's all that side of it which players don't understand, but when you come over to this side, the reality changes.
You've taken this role on, it's forced you to retire, hang up the boots for a final time. How are you feeling about that?
Look, I think I've done it in the right way. Obviously, coming out of professional football, playing semi-pro, having a little bit of a taste of coaching, so I feel like I've dropped out in the right way. So, look, I'm always going to miss playing football, but what better environment to recreate and trying to develop these players into to become professional players like I've been.
You're excited to really get your teeth into it now and press on with this season?
I am. Obviously, it's been a long process with interviews and things like that, but now, obviously, everything's been sorted out. I'm really looking forward to get me, like I say, get my teeth stuck into it.